Yeah, we live. We live. It smells like white barn mahogany freak wood high intensity in here. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? That's right, baby. Bath and Body Works. It don't smell like that tanking. That tanking. You know what I mean? Like that fish tanks. Ugly smell. It smells like winning. Oh man, does it smell really good, man? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the CK Podcast slash post game show. Kings win 126-124 in Florida. They're 2-0 in Florida. About to make it 3-0 tomorrow in Miami. It feels good, y'all. And as you can see, we got the Say No to Tanking graphic design that E-Man made, and the merch is available. The merch is available on the Cowbell Kingdom online store. Hey, it's fire, y'all. Y'all gotta admit it. It's fire. Shout out to Laundry Valet Sacramento for sponsoring this episode of the CK Podcast. Once you're wearing this shirt, after you're done wearing it for a long time and working hard in it, hey, guess what? Hit up Laundry Valet Sacramento. Tell them that Cowbell Kingdom sent you guys, and you guys will get 10% off your order. They'll pick up your laundry, do it all for you. That's right. They gonna do it for you. Pick it up, and then they'll drop it off. That's how they do it, baby. Convenience. That's what you pay for nowadays. Shout out to them. Support your local businesses. LaundryValetSacramento.com for more information. Woo-wee. The Kings, man. Make that 3 games in a row. E-Man called it last night. He said 4 games in a row. But he said with vindictive convincingality that the Kings are going to win tonight. And I just made up a word. But it's okay because the Kings are 8-10 now. They're moving on the upward, like Harrison Barnes said. And I like it. Honestly, I'm hyped right now. Are you guys hyped? Are you guys hyped? Marvin Bagley, Harrison Barnes, Rashawn Holmes, De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Glenn Robinson, Whiteside, Haliburton, Corey Joseph. They all contributed, man. They really did. The bench was great today. Haliburton with 10 points. Corey Joseph had his best game of the season. So did Whiteside. They both finished with 16 points. That's what I'm talking about. The best game of the season for both of these guys who have been... Corey's been really bad all season. But again, give him credit. Tonight, he was balls out, played well. He always plays well against his home country team, right? Because he's Canadian and he loves the Raptors. He always plays his A game against the Raptors. Finished 6-9, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, 4 assists, 3 turnovers, 16 points. I'll take that. I'll take that every single time. Although 24 minutes, again, because he did have a good game, I'm okay with that. For the most part, you want to keep him, 13, 15 minutes a night. Whiteside, 20 minutes a game. Again, 15 to 22 is his number for me. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 1 assist, 6 of 7 from the field. I like that again. He's going to make some mental mistakes defensively and offensively, but it's okay. He's going to protect the rim, and that's why you want him playing limited minutes. I like the role that he's in right now. He's excelling in it, and that's very important. Glenn Robinson, 5 minutes. Again, in those 5 minutes, I thought he wasn't terrible, and that's always a win. Buddy Hield, 7 of 12, 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. He's shooting lights out again. 22 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. I said this right in the beginning of the game, which was very important. And I just feel like the scouting report, the game plan against the Kings is to take away Buddy Hield. That's the honest truth. Because if you watch the Heat play, and especially in the finals, especially right now with the Heat not having that much talent because everybody's COVID or injuries or whatever, they take away Duncan Robinson because he opens it up for everybody else. They harass him. They try to run him off the line any chance they get. They hold him. They deny him the ball, and teams do the same thing to Buddy Hield. They run him off the line, and now the game is starting to slow down for Buddy Hield. He's beginning to just have a better feel. He's seeing where all his teammates are at, and he's passing the ball on a very high level, which is a great thing. He's making the hockey assists. He's under control. He's hitting that mid-range shot again, as he was doing under Dave Yeager. I'm happy for my guy. he's throughout his career, we all know he's been a terrible defender, right? But this season, he's really worked on it. He's worked hard on the defensive end, and it shows. Like, he's playing super hard, and he's playing well this year defensively, I would say, for the most part. Big improvements from Buddy Hield on the defensive end. But again, to me, it's offensively. What does he bring to the table? He brings elite shooting, and that elite shooting comes with a lot of great spacing on the floor for De'Aaron Fox to do his thing, for Tyrese to do his thing in the pick and roll. That's what Buddy Hield brings to the table, because opponents will want to gravitate towards him. He creates all this space, right? And that's so important when you want to play a 5-out offense, and that's what the Kings are playing. They really react in a 5-out offense. There was a lot of good things in the first half. I think they had 19 assists, which is always a good thing. They're moving the ball, and it's just a lovely thing. Shout out to Luke for having a good game plan today. A lot of fans want to complain about the fact that it was pretty close down the stretch, but the Kings came through. You have to put away the NBA champions from 2 years ago now. This team has championship DNA. They have championship pedigree. They have a lot of good players on that team still. Leo Van Vliet was balling as usual. Kyle Lowry was a boost. Obviously, they didn't have two main guys, right? In OG and in Norman Powell. But still really good win. Pascal Siakam had what do you have? 32 points, 11 to 20. Had a pretty good game. Van Vliet, 26 points. Davis, 12. Lowry with 17. Wana Abel had 12. So, Siakam, he's nice. I've always loved him, right? And he hasn't really adjusted yet to that number one guy as of today, but I think he's beginning to understand, and it's been tough because they haven't had Kyle, and Kyle's back in the rotation, so it's going to help facilitate his job and his role a lot better. Kyle's there to essentially help him, right? Transition into that role of being the head honcho for the Toronto Raptors. He's getting paid like it, and he's going to start playing like it. And tonight, you can't expect much more than 32 points, 4 boards, 2 assists on 11 to 20 in only 38 minutes. So big time there from Pascal Siakam. You always enjoy their physicality on defense. I'm a big Raptors fan. Like, I just love how they play, how they're coached. I really enjoyed Coach Nurk just like the whole time. He was like, "Oh my God, losing to the Kings." I thought that was funny. He got teed up. Marvin Bagley. Okay. Before I start accepting calls, I know how he wants to call him, but can we stop highlighting and pointing out every time Marvin Bagley makes a simple NBA read? Seriously, this guy's in year 3. Doug Christie, everybody in the media. You don't have to highlight and congratulate and give him a round of applause for every basic NBA read that he makes. He's not making extravagant plays. He's making basic NBA reads. I hope you can make those plays since you are in year 3. I'm not trying to be a sour egg here or, sound like a hater, but I just want to call this even. You know what I'm saying? Like, be balanced about this. Don't point out the obvious. Oh, he made a good pass. Bro, no, he made the obvious pass. He made a basic read, which I expect him to do that. So rather than just point it out every single time, it's like, bro, just let him play. Let him make mistakes. I just don't want to hear this biased narrative. Oh, he's getting better. They're winning. Yeah, we can tell. It just bothers me. That's it. I just want to point that out. It just bothers me. Duh. I hope he can make a basic NBA level read. He's a professional basketball player. Let's get it together, y'all. Let's get that together, right? Tyrese is special. Rookie of the year, without question. He was struggling from beyond the arc tonight, 1 of 7, but he made the biggest shot. The last shot that he took was a huge 3-point shot that essentially closed the game for the Kings. The kid is a gamer. He has that clutch gene inside of him. That's right. He has it. And Luke Walton said he's got the clutch gene. on his rookie Tyrese Haliburton. And then Tyrese said this: I was just brought up that big-time players make big-time plays when it's crunch time. So, I've always wanted to be a big-time player, and in order to do that, I have to make plays down the stretch. That's Tyrese on his fourth quarter heroics. That's how winners think. That's how winners execute. Tyrese is a winner. Even when he's not shooting hot, he's affecting the game. He's impacting the game on both ends of the floor. He doesn't have to score to be effective. That's big time. That's starish. He's going to be a future all-star in this league. I'm guaranteeing it right now. Barring injury, of course. This kid is special. This kid is good. De'Aaron Fox, he's going to be an all-star. They have two fundamental pieces on this roster. And guess what? He was a number 12 pick. Same with Donovan Mitchell. Was what, number 13? Yes, some guy slipped. Okay, that's fine. But that's my point. You don't have to tank and get a top 3 pick to get an impactful player. Look at all the rookies this year. I think they have high ceilings and high upsides in Wiseman, Anthony Edwards, and LaMelo Ball. They're all going to be good. But it's going to take some time for them to develop that. Tyrese is already good. Does it help that he's almost 2 years older, year and a half? Sure. Who cares? This is a grown man league, though. You're either good or you're not. Plain and simple, y'all. You're either good or you're not. It doesn't get any more obvious than that if you want me to point it out for you. You think people care that CJ and Dame were 3 and 4 year guys in college? That they're 3 years and a half older than their counterparts in their rookie class? No. You know why? Because they're all-stars. Dame's a superstar. That's why you don't care about that. I don't care that he's 3.5, 4 years older than someone else in that class. Let's not name some names. Yeah, right. Thomas Robinson? Not even in the league anymore. Y'all see that? Y'all see that, though? You don't have to tank to establish a winning culture. And after you start winning games, good things will happen. I promise you guys that, man. There is no Luka Doncic in the upcoming draft. Kay Cunningham and Jalen Green, they're nice. Yeah, they're good. And Mobley, they're good. But how long is it going to take them to reach Tyrese's level? Or Luka is like up here, right? Tyrese is like here. And Tyrese is already much better than all his guys, than everybody in his rookie class. But for people to act like there's a Luka in the upcoming draft is ridiculous to me. That you have to lose games to get one of these 3 cats. Again, do not misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying these cats won't be good. I think their upsides are insane. And if by any chance you lose because you're not tanking, that you're playing hard every night, so be it. But if you want to play, and I've gone over this 1,000 times, if you're purposely trying to lose games by playing the wrong guys, bad things will happen, man. And especially when you're a small market team, free agents don't want to sign here, period. As it is. So being a developmental team, is not going to help the cause. It's just not. It's just not. I appreciate every single one of you guys, by the way. Make sure you hit the like or dislike, whatever it is, and make sure you share this. I'm accepting calls right now. I'm going to end this show pretty fast today. No more than 3 minutes on each call. Please keep it to 3 minutes a phone call. Kay Cunningham will be a transcending player. Again, I hear this every damn year, man. How long until he becomes a transcending player? Because you're on the timeline for De'Aaron Fox, by the way. I want to make that very clear. You're wasting his time if you want to develop guys. But if you want to bring up guys, right, in your development while you win games, not playing them massive minutes, but playing them just enough to get experience, to get reps, but to get good experience and play meaningful minutes, that's how you develop the right culture in Sacramento. That's how you develop players, by playing meaningful minutes where you're either winning or you're in games, not getting blown out and playing these dudes in blowout games. That's not what you want to do, okay? That's not what you want to do. Let's make that very clear. I was very high on Fox, but I have given up. I don't see any star anymore, just an inconsistent talent. De'Aaron Fox is going to be an all-star in this league, bro. And yeah, like, he wasn't Luka. See what I'm saying? Like, it took him 3 years to really hone his skills. And that's what you're going to see from all these dudes in this upcoming draft who are going to be top-heavy, top 7 guys. It's going to take them 2.5, 3 years to really get it. At least today, in my opinion. Like, obviously, I have to do a lot more research, watch these kids, and actually talk to people around them, talk to other scouts, watch the film, and see the technicalities of their games right now. But just from afar, from the outside looking in, I just feel like it's going to take 2.5 years at least for them to develop and just make an impact. That's how I feel about these guys as of today, which is January 28th, 29th. I don't know what day it is. It's Friday. Kings won 3 in a row. That's what I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying. If y'all want to say no to tanking shirts, they're available on our online store. The description is in the bio. I'm accepting calls right now, so please call in if you want. So again, 3 minutes or less. I have to go. Got my fish tank and my display tank. I did a water change, cleaned it today. It looks pristine. I got to take some 4K footage before it gets dirty, before the fish start shitting again. But yeah, only tanking going on is fish tanking and cleaning. That's it. All right, here comes the first call of the night. Javier, you got 3 minutes, brother. How you doing?
All right, how you doing today, Leo?
Good, man.
So, I want all the Kings fans to be out there, just cognizant of this. I posted a few trade propositions on the page earlier this week, and I'm just kind of between a rock and a hard place. I just don't know if we feel like we should make these trades something to where we should be considering them, or this team. Granted, I won't say they blew that lead, but they were up like 15-17. It's 97-82 at one point. Do we look to obviously, consistently improve our roster, which is obvious, or do we just stick with what we have? I just want to see what Kings fans think, what you think, because I threw the trade to Lonzo Ball and Redick for Hield, and I threw that mega trade, the Porter, Levine, marketing, Diacono for Hield, Barnes, Bagley, and the pick. Or we just stand pat. And I'm just trying to think, is it coming together, or is it just like I said the video on the page of Cabo Fool's Gold. That's what I thought it was. But what do you think? We need shooting. We need another lengthy defender on the perimeter, or you think it's coming together? That's not really trying to scratch my head about. What do we? We got Miami tomorrow. They're not playing well either. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what do you see? Do you think do we give up Buddy Hield at this point? Right? He's playing well. Do we give up Holmes right now, or Barnes? Are all playing well, or do we just stand pat and try to get to 36 wins right now? What do you think? Because we're 18 games through.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely take I'll take your question off the air though. Appreciate it, Javi. We'll be listening to the next Playboys Corner for sure.
For sure. Thank you, Lou. Yes,
all right, brother. So lots of good stuff there. If y'all haven't watched the Playboys Corner with Javi on Cowbell Kingdom on our Instagram page, he brought up 2 trade proposals, which is JJ Redick and Lonzo Ball for Buddy Hield. I'd say no to that. And then the other trade, which is hypothetical because from a Kings perspective, yeah, you do that in a heartbeat, right? You get Lauri Markkanen and Zach LaVine for, I think just the basis was Bagley, Barnes, Buddy, and obviously you do that. But again, I don't see the Bulls doing that, honestly. So that's how I feel about it. But this team is still 2 players away in terms of depth without giving up what they already have. So how do they do that? By giving up future assets, by giving up potential second-round picks or taking on bad contracts if you want to win now. You got to be aggressive. You still need a guard forward. It's premature to think that Daquan Jeffries is that guy because even if he does come back, there's no guarantee that he plays, and then there's no guarantee that he regains the form where he was at, which I think he would have been a solid Kent Bazemore replacement. He's better than Glenn Robinson for sure, but I don't know if Luke plays him. And something that somebody brought up to that JJ Redick and Lonzo trade was even if you give up Buddy, right? Just saying, hypothetically speaking, what are the chances that Kojo plays a lot of those minutes still? That makes sense. And that frightens me because I still feel like if you can't get rid of Kojo in some kind of trade, that he's still going to play significant minutes in significant portions of the game. And that scares the hell out of me because now you are taking away minutes from one of those guys in Tyrese Haliburton or De'Aaron Fox. So it's tough, man. Until they get rid of Kojo, then I'd feel comfortable because you never know Luke won. And that's what scares me from me saying, oh, they'll make the playoffs. He is the swing factor to me. Sometimes he makes good decisions, sometimes he doesn't. And maybe it's beginning to slow down for him as a head coach. Hopefully. I'm hoping and I'm praying that he does a good job. That way they make the playoffs. Like, make no mistake about it. But as of today, I'm not comfortable in saying that because I don't trust him as a head coach. So to answer the question about whether or not if they need two other pieces, yeah, Glenn Robinson and Kojo aren't significant, impactful NBA rotational players. They're end-of-the-bench guys when there's blowouts type of players. You still need to figure out and address those two needs, which is a playmaking guard and an athletic 3-and-D guy off the bench. Bazemore was that guy off the bench who produced and provided that energy, that spark, right? He played okay defense, not great defense, but good enough because literally everybody was terrible last year defensively. But he was one of those pieces, and I forget what he went for to Golden State, the exact number of the contract, but I thought he was doable in terms of staying, but for whatever reason, he wanted to go back to Golden State, and I don't blame him, right? You get to play with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson before he got injured. Obviously, they didn't know that. But that's the type of guy that you want. So how do you go about that, right? You got to give up Bagley in the trade. You got to give up Buddy in the trade in order to get those depth pieces. And then you move Tyrese to the starting role, right? If indeed you have to get better. And that's literally the only way I see this team getting better, right? Getting better in that. Again, some of y'all going to chop up this shit and say, oh, man, he said no. Overall picture is how can you address and upgrade Kojo and Glenn Robinson? That's the question. What are you willing to give up to address those and still have a competent starting five? It's tough because the Kings don't have those assets. They don't. Let's be honest. They don't. The Pelicans do. Like, the Pelicans have Bledsoe, Lonzo, and Alexander, and Josh Hart. 4 really good guards that are all better than Kojo. Let's be honest. So they're trying to alleviate playing time because they got guys. And the Kings don't. Right? After Tyrese off the bench, I mean, it's pretty bad. Like, the Kings have 5 good players, and then Marvin is like the 6th, and he's like fringe. So that's a problem, though, because you need depth, especially in the long 72-game season, especially during COVID as well. So that's what you got to address, right? That's pretty much it, man. Kings played well tonight. I thought just in general, like, their defense is getting better from a timely perspective. Like, they're getting the right stops, not just overall, because they still allowed a lot of points. But again, I've always said this. If your offense is flowing correctly, and it's not just scoring points, it's how you score your points, it's how you get your open shots. All of that is so important People are just result oriented. Did he make the shot or not? And that's not how you got to think about it. You got to think about basketball at a much deeper level and see how are they getting those shots. So important to point that out every single night. That's what I look for when I'm watching film. Okay, yes, Buddy made a shot, but was it contested? Was it not? Was the guy 3 feet away? Was he 2 feet away? Was he 4 feet away? That makes sense. Like, because as you get better shots, the percentages will go skyrocket, go up. So it's very important to really see how guys are getting their shots. And again, the Kings play a 5-out offense, and from that, they run a lot of DHOs, a lot of staggered DHOs. They sometimes run the Spain pick and roll, which is my favorite action in basketball, which I think they got to run a lot more, because every time you put a guard in a position to make a decision defensively, for the most part, it works out for your offense, because guards, for the most part, don't know how to communicate on defense. They're not programmed like that, man. Coming up in AAU, high school ball, college ball, they're not teaching them those things. And yeah, with time, the good guards watch a lot of film and they see those things. But it's like your average guards, your average IQ filled defensive guards that just don't get it. So you create these opportunities for your guys to put your guys in the best situations to succeed. That's how you have to approach the game of basketball. That's how you got to think about the game of basketball. That's thinking basketball at a much deeper level, not just a casual surface level way. And that's what I want everybody who watches this, who listens to this, to really think about basketball. To start thinking about it, not just from, oh, he scores 20 points and he averages 10 rebounds, or he scores 15 and 7. Like, just seeing box score numbers don't really matter. You got to watch games and you got to watch tendencies from these guys to really make a fair assessment on every individual basketball player. And it's not easy, because obviously it's not your job to go out and watch film. I get it. But that's why I try my best to keep you guys informed the best way possible. To keep you guys informed the correct way. Not this fake surface level stuff that I see all over the internet. It's my job and my obligation to really keep you guys updated on real basketball players. The Martin twins and Charlotte, those are real basketball players. And the winning organizations, they want those type of basketball players, period. The OGs, the Norman Powells, those are winning basketball players. Role players who are significantly impactful. Those are the type of guys that you want. The Rashawn Holmes, impactful role players. Even someone who I've been watching lately, Isaiah Stewart, rookie for the Pistons. Dude's a beast. He reminds me a lot of Rashawn, but it's just much more bulkier. Those are the guys that you want to look for, right? Solid stuff from Isaiah Stewart. I've been very impressed with that kid. How do you feel about Thaddeus Young? Impactful role player. Love the guy. He's always been an impactful role player to me. All right, y'all. Appreciate all the support. Again, shout out to Laundry Valet for sponsoring this episode of the CK Podcast. Make sure you get and you support Cowbell Kingdom by copping and wearing it proudly. Say no to tanking. Our new merch. It's a sweater. It's a hoodie. It's a mask. It's a shirt. Good stuff, E-Man. It's fire, bro. For real, man. People were already asking for it, like, 3 games in a row. I'm like, damn, I forgot about the shirts. And he was in Bible study. He was like, oh, I got to send you that ASAP. But, hey, man, shout out to my boy, to my brother. I appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much. Let's make it 4 in a row tomorrow night in Miami. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because that team's on a losing streak, and they got to win, and they're well coached. And one of my really good friends, Rob Fedor, is a coach for that team. And, I spoke to him last night. It's going to be a bulldog battle for sure. Like, it's coming down to the wire again. I guarantee it. It's going to be fun. Kings are going to make mistakes. Kings are going to take leads. but it's how you finish, not how you start. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.